You ever scroll through your social media feed and just get this feeling like this isn't really for me? Well, today we're diving right into that puzzle, that huge and, let's be honest, kind of frustrating gap between the feed the algorithm gives you and the feed you actually want. It really all comes down to this single question. Your feed is unbelievably good at knowing exactly what will make you stop scrolling, what you'll react to. But is that the same thing as knowing what makes you feel genuinely good or informed or, connected? That right there, that's the dilemma we're going to pull apart today. To really get a handle on this, you have to understand that these platforms are watching two different versions of you. Yeah, that's right. There's this constant battle happening inside your feed, a fight between your knee-jerk clicks and your actual, deeper values. So on one side, you've got what are called your revealed preferences. The best way to think about this is like your digital body language. It's every single click, every share, every second you spend watching a video. But then on the other side, you've got your stated preferences. That's what you would actually tell someone you care about. And it's in that gap, between what we do and what we say we want, that this whole algorithmic mess really begins. And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. This is real data from a study in PNAS Nexus. Check this out. When people were asked about political content, look at how their satisfaction just plummets when they're on an engagement-based feed. It's so much lower than a simple, old-school chronological one. The algorithm is great at serving up content that keeps us glued to the screen, but this chart makes it crystal clear. It's not serving us the content we actually value. So how in the world does this even happen? Okay, let's pop the hood and take a look at the engagement engine that's making all these decisions for us. An engagement-based algorithm has one job, and one job only: to maximize the amount of time you spend on the platform. That's it. It works by predicting what you're most likely to interact with. Its goal isn't to make you smarter or happier or more connected. Its goal is just to keep your eyes on that screen for as long as humanly possible. And what happens when that's the only goal? What are the side effects when a platform's entire definition of success is just clicks and watch time? Well, it turns out the cost is pretty high. For starters, research shows these algorithms have a built-in bias. They're basically designed to amplify content that gets a big emotional reaction out of us, and especially anger, because that's what gets us to react the quickest. It's like it taps into a primal part of our brain. And that emotional hook leads directly to this next finding. Content that's more partisan, more ideologically extreme, gets shoved to the top of our feeds. And why is that? Well, because nuance doesn't really get clicks, but a hot partisan take, that gets engagement every time. And from there, it goes one step further. The third thing researchers found is that these algorithms will actually show us more content that expresses hostility toward people we disagree with. They literally feed division because division drives engagement. It's as simple as that. I mean, listen to how the researchers themselves put it. The engagement-based algorithm selects more polarizing content compared to what would be expected from users following choices alone. Just let that sink in for a second. This means the platform isn't just a neutral stage. The algorithm itself is an active player, making our information diet more extreme than it would be otherwise. And the fallout from this goes way beyond politics. This nonstop race for engagement is being linked to some really serious societal problems. Everything from social media addiction and that compulsive doom scrolling we all know, to real risks for youth mental health, and of course the viral spread of low-quality, sensational misinformation. Okay, that all sounds pretty bleak, I know, but the story doesn't stop there. There's a whole movement growing to fight for a better, healthier digital world, and a lot of it is starting with regulation. A huge game changer is the European Union's Digital Services Act, or DSA. It's basically forcing the biggest platforms like Meta to open up and give users like you and me way more control. And that includes the simple but revolutionary option to just turn off the engagement algorithm and see a plain, chronological feed from the accounts you actually chose to follow. But it's not just about new laws. There's a whole coalition of experts pushing for something even bigger: a fundamental redesign of these platforms from the ground up. The movement is called Safe by Default. The whole idea is based on 5 core principles. It starts by just turning off all that behavioral tracking by default. Then it changes the entire goal from raw engagement to actual user value. It also brings in these fascinating ideas like positive friction, basically small design tweaks that make us slow down and think, and finally, getting rid of the most addictive design features. So, what does that look like in the real world? It means getting rid of stuff we've all just accepted as normal. Things like the infinite scroll that never, ever ends, auto-playing videos that just keep you stuck, the constant buzz of push notifications designed to pull you back in. The goal here is to remove all the little tricks that are built to exploit our own psychology. So, where do we go from here? Well, looking ahead, the very same technology that created this whole problem might actually hold the key to solving it. The next generation of AI is what's called multimodal, which is a fancy way of saying it can understand video, audio, and text all at the same time. This gives it a much deeper, more context-aware understanding of content, which could be used to build way more effective and nuanced safety systems. And we're starting to see a push for more transparency. I mean, in response to laws like the DSA, Meta actually released 22 of these system cards that explain, in plain language, how their AI ranks content on Facebook and Instagram. It's a small step for sure, but it's a step toward opening up that algorithmic black box. I think the biggest thing to take away from all this is that the social media feed as we know it, well, it isn't permanent. It's not set in stone. It can be redesigned. Not for clicks, but for human values. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. If you had the power to redesign your own feed, what would you want it to show you?